What up, though? What up? What
What's
up?
up, guys?
And we are back.
Yeah,
Every
yeah,
Tuesday.
yeah. We definitely back. You know what I'm saying? On a good note, cause some things that could come back that ain't good. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna talk about that a little bit, cause um, uh, you know, I don't want to give it away, but man, it has something to do with McDonald's.
Uh,
And yeah, I'm gonna talk about that a little bit, cause yeah, I'm not a person who frequents McDonald's, and some of you all may.
oh, yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna talk about that because I fell victim to the uh, the viral stuff of when things come out, it piques your interest and you're like, yeah, can't be that bad. Well, your boy gonna tell you about it doing this episode because yeah, it didn't turn out well.
Bro said his
Yeah, don't give it away. Don't give it away. Don't give it away, man.
I'm scared because look, some look. I want to let y'all know these be genuine conversations, genuine reactions. Because I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, yeah. So
Like,
when you see stuff on the live stream, I promise you, like that's why we love to do it live. It's natural. It's real reactions. It's a real conversation. We don't rehearse this stuff. We
not
don't,
at
you know what I'm saying? It's not set up like we're actually having a conversation in front of you. So that's why we love for you to
all.
chime in and join us in the conversation in the comments and
Real.
so we can have real conversations.
Yeah, my mom
um
said, "What is it on?" I said, I don't know." I said, "Sometimes we just go." I said, "I know it's on some current events, and we're gonna talk about some stuff, but it's always
yeah,
great." I was like, "We
well
just go."
his
today is episode 176. It's adulting is ghetto
Yeah.
because we're going to talk about it later, but when we were kids we had this view of what adult what being an adult is and what we saw, but we didn't see all of it.
and the
we
stuff he did see scared the living daylight.
Well, it didn't scare me.
I'm
I,
like,
I
"Who this
It
here?"
didn't scare me. When I was a kid, I loved what I saw from the adult. So that's why I was like, I can't wait till I get grown.
Can't
No,
Uh,
wait.
I, no, 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 no. I saw some heartbreaking stuff, man, as a kid.
and
Well,
see, I
yeah.
saw the
See, it just
opposite.
depends on your exposure and what you've had to experience, and I could see saying, you were scared with the things that you're seeing.
Yeah, I saw the opposite. I saw all the good stuff.
Yeah, I saw some interesting things. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was too because I found pictures. I see back then, Polaroids and stuff. Yeah, man, I was traumatized as a kid.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't have none of those bad experiences. I saw great stuff going on. I saw parties. I saw people spending money. I saw people, what I'm saying, enjoying themselves. But I didn't see, bills and life, how life be life and behind the
Yeah.
scenes. And I didn't see none of that. So I appreciate my parents though for shielding me from anything that what I'm saying was negative or could be viewed as negative as a kid because I wasn't ready for that yet, right?
My brother tried. Shout out to my bro, uh, Cecil Face. We used to call him because he got that big old scar on his face. Uh, from finding some Drano in the trash can and wiping it on his face. That's another story. But nevertheless, he tried to shield me
You
from.
can't just. That's another story. But anyway, what do White tap his face off?
He did seriously. Like he has this big old scar from up here down his face right here because
Dang.
he got a hold of some Drano. Didn't know what it was. It was burning his. So he wiped it on his face. So he has this big old huge scar right here.
Wild.
Drunk. But yeah, that's why we called him Face because he real life had this huge scar on his face. So, but that's another story. Scarface for
Y'all
real.
call him face instead of just scar or something? Yeah, Scarface. Y'all just call him face.
Scar didn't work in the country back there. It just in
Face.
Scarface.
Okay. I'm gonna leave it. Okay, carry on to your story. Sorry.
No, no, no. I'm just saying. Life showed me some interesting things growing up. So yeah, I wasn't shielded. My brother tried, but I was a snooper, so I was always looking for stuff.
Oh, she
So
was nosy, so you got what you was looking for.
in a lot of cases, I got what I was looking for, found it. I was like, yeah, no, man, this can't be like this can't. Be.
I think I had a taste of both, like the partying, the having fun, the spending and getting things, but also just knowing about the bills and how things could be a little bit. I kind of got a little bit exposure to both. Nothing too crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I got some of that later, in my teenage years.
Yeah. Teenage.
But as a kid, nah, I
Yeah.
was
Kid
oblivious to any of that. Like, I didn't
running
know.
barefoot in the street,
Yeah, I didn't know nothing
pool in the garage.
negative that was going on. I wasn't aware of none of it. So I'm sitting here thinking, like, man, I can't wait till I become an adult because I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to do all this cool stuff. But like I said, we're gonna get to the main topic, what I'm saying, later in the show. But y'all know we start out the show. First of all, we gotta check on our people before we jump into the hot topic. So Trish Michelle, how are you doing today, ma'am?
I'm doing great. Like I was saying before the show, my mom is here. So I went and kidnapped her. Brought her down. She got her first appointment out here at our cancer care center out in City of Hope. And now she's just chilling. She lucky don't want to leave. She was like, I could just stay here. What'd you say, Benji?
I said I know she don't want to be at the hospital. I know that is for sure.
Oh yeah, she was bored. I said you bored of that rehab, huh? So she chilling, watching all the shows in the world. She been caught up on the who is it, the Menendez brothers, and now she watching The Circle, talking about she should have been a 54-year-old catfish on there. So she's been very entertaining to say the least today. So I'm having a good day.
That's dope. That's dope.
That's dope. Benji Banks, the man, the brand. Talk to me, man. What's going on in your world?
Man, a whole bunch going on. But because your boy got a birthday coming up, man. Birthday's right around the corner.
Er,
And yeah, man, your boy pushing closer to 50, and I still look good. That's all right there.
I mean, that's debatable, but go right ahead.
and I'm like, you can't just. It's okay to believe you do, but it's up to the people to be like, yo, that is one good looking 50 brother.
I mean, hey, they did, ain't gonna say it out loud, no more, say
Okay.
in their
Just just continue to toot your own horn. Just do that.
Yeah, we got to give him a hard time for sure, for sure.
But yeah, man, everything's solid though, man. Really, man, honestly, nothing to complain about. Yeah, man, it's dope being in a place where stuff is just lining up for you,
Oh
and
yeah.
like that's legit. So I appreciate it. I appreciate God for that. So that's solid.
Yeah. That's a good space to be in. I'm glad everything's going good for you all both. In my world, what I'm saying, it's cool this week because last week, oh my God. We're gonna get to that because last week your boy was struggling a little bit, man.
Oh
Listen,
Lord.
I I'm not we've talked about this on the show a lot when we talk about food. I'm not an adventurous eater, right? I pretty much stay in, certain things. I don't if I say I don't eat a certain restaurant, like really when I have a bad experience with them, like I'm done. And I'm the type of person when I can't shake like the the feeling of what I'm saying, like the whatever experience I had at that establishment. So yeah, I can't shake it. So I but yeah, I went to McDonald's last week and everybody's been on me like McDonald's. Oh my God! But hey, I'm gonna get to it. It wasn't good. Your boy was struggling, but this week I'm doing way better. So I have no complaints. The
Fast
weather is. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Did it pass through your system? Like, you took a couple twos and you were straight.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have any big issues. Like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody, a lot of people been complaining about different stuff, I guess, and they said it was E. coli out there at some of the
Oh yeah,
restaurants. I hadn't had any issues like, throwing up or, having runs and none of that type of stuff. Man,
that's it.
my stomach was just hurting. Like it was just, I mean, literally hurting. So yeah, but I'm gonna talk about that more in detail when we get to that point. But yeah, I'm doing a lot better this week. So you know what I'm saying. I'm excited for today's episode. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna talk about some good stuff again. We're talking about the main topic is gonna be adulting, right? When we were growing up, kids, we thought adulting was one thing, but now that we're here, it's a lot of stuff that we didn't see. But we're gonna get to that. So let's jump into these hot topics. Y'all know I find some interesting stuff every week. We'll talk about some of the stuff you may have heard of, and some of the stuff is very obscure stuff that I find just randomness on my time on my timeline. But the first thing I want to talk about, man, is your boy had braces years ago, right? And it was a big deal, and I didn't know that now braces are a thing that people aim for, right? Like I had to get braces because my teeth was terrible. Right? I didn't want them, like, but now people are getting braces because they want them because they're cool, right? So I stumbled upon this and I saw this picture. And I know you can't see it up close, but she has braces grills, right? So when you zoom in closer, this is what the grills look like. They're
Oh, that would be
braces.
super cute if that was actually brackets though, and it was real braces. But I mean, that's still cute to me.
See, but that's what I'm saying. Like now that's cute. Yeah, there was a point in life where people actually was like, talk crazy to you because you had braces.
Yeah, no, they for sure, like brace face and blah blah blah. Like, but
Yeah.
I remember when I was younger though, my sister needed braces, so mom took her in consultation. She needs braces, and then I'm like, oh man, give me a consultation too, mom. They're like, you got perfect teeth, like you don't need braces. And I was so bummed as a kid that I did not need braces. Like I was pissed, but I eventually later in life as an adult went and got braces because had a little shift when I had to knock somebody out after a little fight. I wanted to make sure
Wait.
everybody
Knock
good.
somebody out.
I knocked my little brother out, if you want to be specific. But he was talking to my parents crazy. And so
Oh,
my
okay.
parents was in the front seat. We was in the back seat. He was talking crazy. My dad got out. And I said, no, dad. Because, I'm my daddy's son. I got this. And then we fought. And knocked him out.
You,
And then I said, let he can figure out how to get home. Let's go.
you gave him a two-piece in Florida?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
All right.
And so anyway, it was like a little like nobody could tell but me. And so because I could tell on my own, like I went and I had got braces and I was so happy and I was so cute with my braces. But yeah, I like braces. I'm cute for them. They're cute to me.
Metal.
Metal mouth.
I like the results of the braces, but when I had them, I didn't like that for sure. You know what I'm saying? And I was excited to get out of them for sure.
Yeah.
When I went into my dentist appointment and my orthodontist,
Oh yeah, the pain of it all is
shout out to Dr. Henderson in the Dallas area. If you live in the Dallas area, you know who Dr. Henderson is. Man, he was like, "Well, Big Ken, I think it's time to get you out of these things." I was like, "Whoa." I am excited,
How long
ecstatic.
did you have them?
For 18 months.
Oh,
18
okay.
months.
Like the standard. That's the
Yeah.
standard before they do higher.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? They actually wanted to do longer, but I ain't gonna go into all those details. There was some other stuff
Yeah.
they wanted to break my jaw to reset to make
Oh,
them
absolutely
even
not.
even more perfect and all that stuff. I was like, bruh, my teeth was bad enough before where like I would it was only the top though. Like the bottom was fine. The top
Yeah.
was bad, right? It was a little out of shape. It was a little ragged. You know what I'm saying? If I bit an
Yeah.
apple, it was gonna look like hieroglyphics a little bit.
Okay.
So you know what I'm saying? I wasn't feeling that. So I knew that at some point in my life I would be in front of camera, be in front of people. So, I was like, I got to get this fixed. And in my
Right.
childhood, I just didn't do it because it wasn't that bad. And as I got older, you teeth shift,
Yeah.
you get wisdom teeth in, and all that stuff.
Right.
So, yeah, I had to do something about it. So, I went ahead and did that. And of course, when you have braces when you're an adult, it sucks. You know what I'm saying? It sucks to have to be at work in a professional environment, and at some points you can't speak, you can't talk, and do what you need to do because people
Oh
who've
yeah,
had braces can tell you when
that
you go.
list that you get.
Well, but when you go and get those adjustments, those
Oh,
first
they
few
hurt.
adjustments, oh
It feels
wow,
like your teeth are gonna fall out your mouth. Like legit, it feels like they are. The pain is pretty intense, and that's your mouth
They
talking.
know for
Anything, it hurts.
yeah. And we have a question in the audience: do your kids need braces? That's the crazy part. None of my kids need braces. Period. Like
Yeah,
my kids have perfect teeth. My oldest son literally has perfect teeth. Literally,
my
like
daughter crowding, so she's getting braces actually in 3 months. My
yeah.
son didn't need braces, but he decided that when these fell out, the two top, as they were growing in, he would push on them with his tongue.
mm,
So
Oh,
like he caused them to like turn outward. So he ended up needing braces. So
the whole break the jaw was a no for me. I was like, yeah, no, I'm good, dog.
yeah, no. When he said that, I was like, no,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
gonna go ahead and take them the way they are. I'm
yeah,
gonna go ahead and take them the way they are. They all right. They look better than what they did. So I'm good with that. Let's pump the brakes right here.
yeah. We just get some veneers in our old age and we'll be straight.
I,
Yeah,
no, no.
yeah.
Well, I mean, at this
There's
point,
that one doctor that was doing that. He wasn't even. I mean, a dentist. He wasn't even really for real, legit. No license or nothing. Got performed all them little veneers on people, and they teeth stank and all
B-
kind
nah.
of stuff.
BBL's just as bad, huh? Everything out here just wild.
Yeah, hey, well, that doctor doing teeth at home is just like a BBL at home,
Facts.
man. It's just that stuff's crazy too. I've seen there's a new show. Tyler Perry came out with a new show, and I forget the name of it. In the audience, I know y'all been watching it. Y'all been watching the new Tyler Perry show, so
Yeah.
y'all know the name of it. But the first couple episodes, like this young lady on there, she gets a BBL in a hotel room with some random individual.
In a hotel room. How much?
Yeah.
I need what?
Well, it's better than the mobile unit that was riding around doing it
I'm
out of a
not, but
trailer.
I'm not even sure if that's better. In the hotel room, how many other bodies was in there? Who? How sanitized is it? Who? The mo? Neither one is mo.
Listen,
Never mind.
listen. The
Just leave
mobile
the BBLs
unit
alone.
was an old ice cream truck that they have turned into a BBL, a BBL mobile unit. I'm like, this
I
is
take
this
I
is
take everything I said back about. I take it back.
In the hotel, everything goes down in the hotel.
Beauty in the Black. She said it wasn't a
Yes,
hotel, it was a
I knew it was in the
motel, so
black.
it was worse. It wasn't a hotel, it was a motel, so it was even worse.
Okay, Motel Six in it out there. So I haven't
Yeah.
started watching it yet. It's on my list. It's staring at me every time I log into Netflix. So I gotta
Man,
watch it.
well, listen,
Life is crucial out here, man. Folks is making decisions. Folks is
listen,
That's
gambling
a
for real.
desperate, literally a desperate ass decision.
literally,
That is a fact.
literally.
That is a fact.
Yeah. Yeah, but people in the artists are saying the show is pretty good. Like I said, I only watched the
Yeah.
first couple episodes. It seemed like it's pretty interesting show.
You need to put that on a t-shirt though. BBL, desperate decision. Desperate ad decision.
Okay,
With
well,
the
you're gonna get jumped then. Go right ahead, because it's a
No, no,
lot.
for me,
them every single last one of them and their botched BBLs is gonna call you a sassy man that's worried about females' bodies that you ain't got nothing to worry about. Worry about your own.
don't nobody
Facts.
care about what them heifers think. You
That's all they gonna. That's all they gonna say.
know, hey, look at you side eye and be like, if you making dumb decisions out here, this fits.
Hey, just know they're coming for you.
That's all right. They could come. They just might not leave happy.
They're
Well,
gonna be
this is
sitting right there.
crazy. Like in the audience is saying this is a new norm. Yeah. I mean, the
It is.
BBL thing, the veneers and all this stuff, like this stuff is
I'm
new.
glad your
I
phone cut
mean,
out.
it's a new norm. So If you don't like it,
It
you
is.
just don't like it. But you gonna keep seeing big butts and little hips all
It's
over the place.
yeah, and the bumblebee hips and the
The
I would
wisdom.
I would think though that as time goes on, like that they would get the thigh piece, you know what I'm saying, like done too. Like it's a combo meal,
my
It,
thing
right?
is if you're gonna go
it,
spend all of that, especially all these people that got it, like get the thighs. At least make it sell it. Sell it. Like sell the full thing. Make it match. Make it really look like you real big and mighty thick out here. Cause so then I could be like, I don't know. She got one. If I'm not doing that, you wasted your money. If I'm not sitting there unsure if this is yours or not, and I can't really be sold on its fate, that means you got good work done.
Well, that's because they don't have the money. They out here buying items a la carte instead
Yeah,
of
they
buying
going
the
to the
combo.
hotel.
You know when when people go get food and they don't have enough money for the combo, they
It's a no,
just
no,
get
no, not no.
one
Leave it.
item.
Take off the thighs and give me just.
ah,
Just get one item. Yeah, man. But for me,
oh man.
um, if you do anything like that, any type of cosmetic surgeries and stuff like that, just know that it's a proper process for a lot of this stuff, and you're gonna have to have your bread together. So if you're gonna do it right at least. That's my suggestion, and because it's women out here dying.
If you're
BB.
trying
Um,
to perfect your body, then perfect it. Like literally look and study exactly how it needs to look, all angles. Make sure your thighs is adding up.
You
or here's
we
a novel
it's a
here's a
lot.
novel idea.
Leave it alone.
Go to the gym. How about that? How about go to the gym and pay your monthly fee to go to the gym and just work for a couple of years and build your own butt that will actually be there and stay.
This
How
is
about that?
very true. And
How about that?
I'm never promoting anybody to go get work done, but I'm also like, if that's what you're gonna do, that's your thing, that's your business. Do it for yourself. But at the same time, I could tell everybody to get in the gym, but that's one place I'm never even at, so I can't really tell you to
Well,
go
but
there.
hold on.
But
But you got a cheat code. See, you got DNA on your side.
yeah, I
You know what I'm
thank my
saying?
mother
Like,
and my dad for genetics and
yeah.
the
So you got,
ancestors above.
yeah.
You know, so I thank them. But
And
yeah,
it's just like people talk about we talked about some episodes ago, these guys getting the surgery to lengthen their legs so they could, be taller.
yeah, that's
Like
wild.
like
I
it's
don't even.
easy for me to say because
How
I'm
does that
taller
work?
than
What
most
happens to
people.
your bones though? Because your
I
bones
don't
don't get longer.
I don't know. You walking around here looking like some of these guys with Kenny Smith legs
Are they like putting in an extender in the bone? Like how are they? The bones have to be extended.
in the femur. I think in the femur, they're lengthening the femur
Yeah, I'm
part of
like,
it.
okay,
Yeah.
something has to make sense.
Well, I
Then what?
mean,
That shit gotta hurt. You stretching all your skin to be longer now, and you gotta walk and get used to that. You know what'd you say, Benji?
I said, long as you don't get crossed up at the gym and fall over or something, I mean, you might be all right.
They might. They
i-
might.
if you get that procedure, ain't no more gym, ain't no more hooping.
You can't do anything.
Man, from that point forward, you got Marcus Camby legs. You know what I'm saying? They made a glass. You're not gonna be able to hoop. You'll be lucky just to be able to walk around with no issues. So but my thing is are the people having the procedures for themselves or for the perception for everybody else? Because if you're doing it for yourself, then I'm okay with that. But if you're doing it for
Yeah,
gratification of other people, I got a little bit of a problem with that because when those people don't approve of you, even after you get it, then where does it stop?
Well,
You
right.
brothers is doing it to garner, make themselves more attractable to women, you
Well,
know.
go buy the
Attract.
shoes. There's TikTok shoes that I see some shoes on TikTok that give you an additional 4 inches. I mean, a lot of dudes
TikTok,
out there, huh?
Okay.
not TikTok shoes.
Yeah, they got them on TikTok. I've seen
Oh,
them on
I did
TikTok.
see that. They
Yeah,
got a little. They just in a little. It doesn't look like it when,
yeah,
but
it's on the inside of the shoe.
it's on the inside of the shoe that give you that little extra little oomph.
Hey, you know
I
what?
promise you, if a tall height,
Hey, with five.
it's not a, it's not a. It just happens to be a default standard
Well,
height.
listen. People are extending a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
People. Hey man, hey,
Gotta win out here by any means necessary.
dudes out here walking around with extendo clips. So ladies, watch out. You know what I'm
The
saying?
ladies, there's
Get
some ladies walking out here with extendo clips too.
Well,
The
we know that. Yeah, the sheepskin.
detachable ones.
Yeah, them sheepskins. Yeah, them dudes walking around with the sheepskins too. They got the extendo clip on theirs.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I see.
crap.
They call it the Gatling gun. That's the nickname.
Wow. Diabolical.
Oh,
Bruh. Oh my God. Well, how do we even get here?
I'm not sure.
Let's get back on track.
Let me
Uh,
just come back, guys. Come back. Come
Yeah,
back.
let's get back on track. The next thing up, is we're gonna get back on track and we're gonna talk about some good stuff here. All right. So the next thing I want to bring up, y'all know, I don't know about Benji and Trish Michelle, but y'all know, Dion and Colorado hold something near and dear to me. I'm a big Dion fan. Have
Yeah,
always been a Dion fan and what he's doing.
I'm
So
rocking with it over there. Yeah.
wanted to talk about this for a second.
yeah,
That
Woo-hoo.
they're bowl eligible, right?
yeah.
They recently won their sixth game. Sixth game makes them bowl eligible, and people were like last year, well, they're gonna suck again. They only won 4 games last year. They're only gonna win a handful of games this year,
Got a lot of mouths shut right now.
and they've surpassed that. They're eligible for a bowl, and they're gonna get picked for a bowl because the Colorado brand itself is
It's
gonna
growing.
bring viewers. So if people are smart, like the you know what I'm saying, the bowl people, they probably gonna be multiple people who want them in whatever bowl there is. So
Yes,
uh, you know,
especially since most of their games are nationally televised.
hmm
They're drawing huge crowds. They're doing great numbers, and you get the benefit of if they win, it's going to be promoted like crazy.
yep,
If they lose, it's going to be promoted like crazy. So with this situation, you got to win all over, and don't let them be a top of the Big 12, and they get a major bowl, so to speak. I don't think they'll get sugar, any of those type of bowls, but a major bowl, or I mean, hey, listen, they rank number 23 right now. So, and I expect them to win a couple more games. So, I mean, hey, we'll see. But yeah, the train is definitely moving.
yeah, yeah. And a lot of people, like I said, they hate it. And people have been saying, Big Ken, you say that all the time. No, I promise you, people have hated this whole Colorado thing. They've been hating on Dion since he was at Jackson State,
Right,
actually. So that's where that began. People have been critical of him and the decisions he made and how he runs his ship. But, it's working.
right.
Whatever you can say, it's working.
Facts.
And, there's no other coach out there who took over a program that had 1 win the year before that's had the turnaround in under 3 years that
Right.
he's had at Colorado. So, my hat's off to them and that program and Shadir Sanders and Travis Hunter and LeJontay Wester, like to name a
Yeah.
few.
And the
Like,
Shepherd kid,
yeah, they got a
next
lot.
tackle is actually that kid is really good left
Yeah,
tackle.
yeah, they got a lot of talent, and I believe they have a lot more coming their way. So what I'm
That's
saying, we shall see.
a
But yeah,
on record as saying, "You better get me now, because this is the worst we're going to be." And he said that last year.
yep,
So,
yep. So they're getting better and better. So shout out to them and shout out to my people that work with Colorado and Dion. You know what I'm saying? And showing love to my people, man. I love the support. You know what I'm saying? People who show love to us. So what I'm saying, shout
facts.
out to them. All right, so we definitely got to talk about D Wade, man. We got to talk about this D Wade statue, bro. Um, yeah. I had to do some digging, right? This is the statue that's been floating around that D Wade got this weekend over. I think it's over the weekend. Um,
Yeah, that he
yeah,
personally picked.
yeah, because he actually was there and actually pre-approved everything, and this is the statue. And everybody's been talking about it doesn't look like him, but when I did some further digging, this is what I found.
It does.
Right.
It
So look at the angles. like from one angle, but the angle on the right side of the screen, it looks very much like him.
No,
Yeah.
it looks like him a lot. I agree because I had to look beyond the beyond to see because the other visual looks like he got into some dirty poom poom and all, and it's just an infection going on here. But
That's,
Uh,
did she say infection?
yes.
it just looked highly irritated and swollen and bright. It was all dark, just only right around the mouth, and it was just fat. It looked like something was going on.
Yep.
But
I think it was just the angle somebody took that
yeah,
picture at, right? That got out there and people didn't see the, you know, the statue in good lighting.
you got to go see it, and that's probably what it is, or get a good angle. I mean, it's just like you could take a bad angle of someone and they'll look pregnant or look, a couple of different things, and that ain't the truth. So it's all about angles
Yeah.
out here.
Yeah, it's kind of like that Allen Iverson statue that they roasted because they were saying it's small.
It
Who
looks like
made this little bite-sized statue? But when you
he's
look at
fighting.
it, but when you look at it in retrospect and you go to Philly, where all the other statues are, all of the other statues out there are small too.
They're keeping it to the same size. I mean, it would look
Yeah,
stupid if they put one
yeah,
huge one and everybody else is all one uniform size.
yeah.
So
So it's spec. It's in spec with everybody else's stuff that's already out there. So that's what people don't tell you. It's always information missing,
always
right?
they're gonna just give you that surface level. Oh, the statue is little. Yes. Compared to the others, no. Is it uniform? Yes. So
They wanted AI to be larger than life.
Yeah, well, they said that his statue, because of who he is and what he meant to the city and to the culture and to the league, it should have been bigger than the other
well,
statues.
aesthetically, they got to think structure wise and the facility and all that stuff, aesthetics. So, I mean, I could get why they wouldn't want one just random giant statue out of the rest. So, but I do get what the people want, and you gotta.
Negroes gonna complain either
Well, yeah,
way.
they was gonna complain either way. So, at this point, you do what you want, and you deal with it.
Well, folks out here was wild, and they said this how the statue looked. They said the statue looked like Nipsey Russell
Leave him
in the Wiz,
alone.
in the
That
Wiz.
man, that man is so proud of this statue. He is so happy about the work done, though.
Oh
No,
So,
that
man,
on the right, fam.
that's Nipsey Russell in the Wiz, the movie The
Oh,
Wiz.
yeah, that is. Oh my gosh.
And I also saw somebody posted this. They said whoever did Ed Reed statue and does the
yeah,
NFL Hall of Fame statue should do everybody's
yeah.
because look at
Yeah.
how amazing that statue
No,
is,
that
right?
looks amazing. It does.
Right. So I mean, whoever does the face, even if they can't do the body, just do the face part and then send it over there
Let
for
them
them
do
to
the
print it.
rest. Yeah,
Yeah, because
that
that
was
that one
great.
right there is fire. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
That-
yeah.
The detail on that one is insane. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 definitely. So, but like I said, at the end of the day, the D Wade one, actual good light, I think it looks fine.
Yeah.
I think people just, they fall for the hype and they haven't seen it. So people, if
I was concerned at first too.
yeah, definitely. But I think if you're in Miami or you get a chance to go out that way,
Yeah.
yeah, go check it
I'll
out.
be out there next week.
Well, you
Yeah,
let us know. Send us a video.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go check it out.
yeah. And speaking of facial changes, um,
Any leaks? Because
Nene leaks, cause man.
I knew
Uh
it. I
yeah.
just seen it. I literally just seen it earlier.
Yeah,
I didn't know who I was looking at.
yeah, I've seen her over the years, and I can't lie. When I first used to see her on TV, I did like, did a little light roast over. You know what I'm saying? She did look a little weird.
She
Um
was well, so I don't want to say this because I don't want to say she's ugly because
Why not?
she wasn't ugly. She just was basic for TV. So it's
she,
on the terms of what everybody else was looking like. She was looking like just a regular on TV. So she tried to keep up with the hype. Is what happened.
yeah.
The image of being on TV
And
and
and then she did this.
she
Bang.
look that is
What?
horrible. First of all, that's a filter.
No, no.
So she filtered the heck out of this photo still too, because that's filter. There's a lot of shading. There's a lot of smoothing out. The mascara ain't even real.
Wait. No.
She used a lot of look at her chin to neck
No.
right there. It's blurred. There's a lot of blurring.
No,
Frank,
but I'm
you lying.
No,
That dude,
she
but
has.
regardless, she got her face done for sure.
Yeah, she got a lot of
Like
work
3 times.
done. A
She got
lot.
her face done like 3 times.
Yeah, she had a lot
okay.
of work done.
Oh, what is with
No,
this new trend of they getting the blonde hair and then the bleached looking light super skin right there? That's
um,
like Beyonce did it.
I'd love to tell you,
They want to
but
be Trisha Michelle. They want to be Trisha Michelle. Period.
I'm like, I don't know.
Everybody wants that look, but everybody's not blessed with that.
It's not so. I'm not even gonna lie. Like when she did her first facelift, um, it was fine. It wasn't really too crazy. It wasn't really like it was. She looked great. It was some great changes that happened. She could have left it alone. What happens is they still find things. Oh, I don't like this. Oh, my nose needs to be tighter still. Oh, my eyes, and then they keep going, and now she looks like what she looks like now. And you wouldn't even know if she was the before photo that we all started with on the left side of
Lord,
that screen,
And see,
which
that's what I
is
was saying
horrible.
earlier. When will it stop? Because
it
when you
won't.
find that one imperfection, now
You
you
find
want to fix
more.
that, and then once you fix that, then you find something else, or you see that people are not reacting to it like you thought they would,
See,
and you know what I'm saying. You just continue to keep going, and
and
it's
that's when you're doing it for everybody else.
yeah,
If the reaction wasn't the reaction, so you got to keep on. But you got to think about this is your face. If whatever you subtract from somewhere or you move here, there's stuff moving elsewhere. So all of you, there's gonna be something that's gonna be altered that you weren't trying to alter, focusing on this spot over here or wherever. And so you're gonna want more done because now you notice now this looks different.
And
Just just
yeah,
be you
yeah. Just be you. Respect who you are
respectfully.
as a person. Yeah, you just let them know. Respect my ugly. If I'm not, you know what I'm
hey,
saying, who you think I should be, respect me as I am.
There's a lot. I mean,
that
makeup and contour. There's a lot of things. She looked fine when she was done up. Nene was fine still.
But this is
that got
crazy.
her.
This is crazy work. This is
She's
That
only
diabolical.
she
got her.
does she dropped 15 years in age too.
Yeah,
Man,
for now.
horrible.
I'm just saying. Look,
She
Yeah, I'm
looked
just saying
like
for now.
she looked like she's
the
23.
fox. She looked like the fox from Sonic. What they call that fox? Sonic?
Tails.
Yeah,
Oh
she looked
man.
like Tails from Sonic. Yo,
She looked like one of the Claremont twins.
oh
Oh
man,
man.
it's all bad. Listen, what? Listen, ladies. I mean, everybody ain't got to be light skinned. I mean, come on now.
AKA Sammy Sosa. They went Sammy Sosa out here.
No, for sure. Sammy Sosa's.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Yeah, that's
That's
crazy.
unfortunate though.
Yeah, yeah. That she feels like she needs to do that and destroy her
Hmm.
face. But she's not the first one and she won't be the last one.
And
So
she
Absolutely
ain't
not.
that ugly. I mean, she talk a lot.
That's what I'm saying. Like everybody could say something about her or others in reference to looks. Yes.
Reality, yes.
everybody
So
ugly to somebody.
yeah, so it's like okay, yeah, there's probably some things people could argue about her looks. Fine. But
Right.
to like go to the extreme of become who she just made herself into, because that's not Nene. She needs a new name now. Like
Yeah.
that's not it.
Can't be Nene. She Nene leaks, huh? Listen,
No.
Nene. I know my words might not mean that much because you don't know who I am, and quite frankly, I don't know who you are really, to be honest. But seeing both of your pictures, I mean, if you ever come across the Fire Session podcast page and you view this video, I want you to know you didn't look bad in the first place. Why? I don't understand it. You look like Tails now, or whatever that fox is.
That man gave her a backhanded compliment.
I know. I'm like, wait, you were doing so good, and then you ended it with telling her tail. Oh, look, calling her tail.
I mean,
This fool.
I'm distraught to see a
Are
sister
you?
make such a drastic change. She now we got somebody else to mess with besides Lil Kim.
Whew. Lil'
Well,
Kim
she
ruined
hasn't. She
herself.
hasn't officially made it to Little Kim status.
I
I don't
mean,
know. It's close.
She's right there. She's
see,
literally
It's
on the
that,
close.
brink. She's
that
on the
face
brink.
right there, though, man. Listen,
She's
man.
on the brink for sure.
You what? Her baby, her grandbabies ain't gonna even recognize her.
But see, and this is a problem. I'm glad that you brought that up, the grandbaby part of it, the DNA part of it, right? The
Right.
genetic part of it, right? When women are having these surgeries, and some guys out there doing it too, But when people in general have these type of surgeries and they have these changes to their bodies, and then you meet them afterward, right? And then you date this person, and then you decide to have a child with this person, whatever the case may be. It's been instances where guys, I've seen two stories where guys have gotten with women who had surgeries before, and they were unaware that she had had the surgeries, and they had children, and the children came out less than desirable.
Yeah, the dude sued his
The
wife.
court is gonna have
He
some
literally sued her.
because that baby don't look nothing. That baby don't look like. Well, I mean, I didn't tell you I had like 3 or 4, 5 surgeries on my face and yada yada
Like,
yada.
at this point, don't you tell me nothing. You show me that before photo. Let
Yeah,
me see,
hey,
and that's what people got to start doing. Let me see your baby photos. Let me see your
facts,
teenage years, college.
facts.
Let me see some of your family photos. Let me
Yes,
see what you really looked at. Get into the photo books. If not,
yes.
go get in good
Oh,
with the mama. Go visit the mama house. She gonna bring out them books. Look at my baby.
Yep, yep.
I wonder how much that cost her.
I mean, and she
Mm,
had it done at least 3 times. Ain't that like so? She got to at least in like the 50,000.
I
that's a
mean,
lot of money.
she wanna be a robot, I guess.
How does she turn? How does what?
She wanna be a robot. She got that metal face. That
She has no metals in her face at all.
Oh man, he said she looked like Nipsey Russell.
that's crucial, dog.
Oh man, yeah. So
Yeah, Nene, you don't know us, we don't know you, so but if you ever come across this, I mean, why? Just why you do that to yourself?
well, she gonna keep on messing with her face, and they're gonna be calling her Nene. Her face leaks. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Because the
no!
face is gonna be
Oh
melting.
no!
I'm melting. The face is the face is gonna be
A-
out of there.
Attention is a strong drug because you can't look in the mirror at yourself and say, I look cute after that. You can't. You just can't convince me that you look good.
I mean, clearly she does because
Yeah,
she made those choices. So she probably every
facts.
day goes, and walks out the house.
Yep.
Man, but she did that for attention because she knew she would be national news. Because,
Yeah.
hey,
No, no,
boy,
no one does it for a moment of talk. She did it because she legit believes that this is a better version of herself.
Yep.
She did this to better her look.
that's crucial, dog.
Well, hey,
It's all right. Tails
beauty
it.
beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and if she's beholding her beauty, then there it is.
And sometimes the beholder is Stevie
And
Wonder.
see the beauty in her. That's what they see.
Yeah, sometimes the beholder is Stevie Wonders.
Facts. All right. So, we're gonna shuffle along with the topics. I think Benji sent me this one, man. We were talking about TikTok.
Yeah.
A lot of you all are big TikTok fans. You're on TikTok. You love looking at the videos. Some of you are, ghost followers on TikTok. You don't actually do videos. You just have a TikTok so you can see the other videos, right?
Right.
So you can just check them out. And they're trying to ban TikTok, bro. Like,
It's in effect starting
yeah.
January.
Well, it's not in effect yet, right?
Oh,
They
they've been
are,
trying to do this for a minute, so they're still doing it.
yeah. So what it is the company has some issues with, I guess, how it's set up, and because it's based in China, right?
Hmm?
So they
Mm-hmm.
have to make some changes by January 19th, right? I mean by January 18th, or the United States has said they're going to ban it, in the United States as of January 19th, 2025, if they don't make those changes. So that's gonna be pretty interesting, man. I don't, that's a lot of revenue lost for a
That,
lot of people.
but you know what happens is it
Yeah.
come back to Facebook and Instagram. It to me, it all boils down because Americans don't control it. So for it to lean back toward, because I tell you one thing I was pissed about is when Instagram start taking the reels money away. Like I was like, that sucked. And it was like, because everything is going over to TikTok.
Well,
TikTok,
it's not even just that. You gotta understand. I think with the reels thing, the biggest thing was people were using other people's content too to make
right?
Yeah.
reels, And then if they were paying for the reels and the content wasn't original content, then sometimes it's gonna get flooded.
Yeah.
The market is gonna get flooded with stuff, and the people who are having original content are not getting what they deserve based the people, versus the people who are just, what I'm saying, ripping off their content to
Right.
make money off of it as well. Because you have big sites that are pulling, videos from all these other places, and they were having millions and millions of views, and they didn't create any of the content.
Right.
They just created a platform where everybody went to see the
Right.
content, but it wasn't
Right.
theirs.
Right.
So I think that was the problem too. So, but yeah, it's gonna be
TikTok
interesting.
makes you a lot of money because I know I'm not huge on it, but uh, it definitely the reels run super faster on there for some reason. Whatever it is, however it goes, like man, you can get a huge following on it. From what I understand, basically shadowing other people's content. So
Well, yeah, because it's the algorithm that TikTok uses, and what you view, your interests, and things like that. It uses a different algorithm, and it captures a lot more of that. And because it's set up similar to Instagram, where it's all videos,
mhm,
so it just kind of channels you to certain stuff. So more
Mhm.
stuff that you be interested in, which means you spend more time on there, which means you view the videos, more. Because what people have to understand too, it's not just the fact that you got views on the video, it's how long they're looking at the video that really means something. Because you got a view on the video is one thing, but if they didn't look at the video for more than 15, 20 seconds, then it doesn't count toward the monetization of it. So it's just a couple of
Right.
different dynamics that people have to understand, because people think that, they're just going to get, TikTok or Reels and create stuff, and they're just going to make all this money, and that's not true.
facts.
So, but
Then we'll see if it officially gets banned.
yeah,
Yeah, they
well,
tried a couple times, so I guess we're gonna find out.
Yeah,
yeah.
just push the money back to Instagram for real. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so but hey, shout out to everybody that loves TikTok. I get a lot
Yeah,
of content on there, and I post
I
our
like it.
content. So if you're on TikTok, make sure you follow in the fire session. Just type in FIYA8 session,
Hey,
and we'll pop up. Make sure you go follow the page. Show us some love. All
Sure.
right, so now we get to a point in the evening where your boy gets to tell you all about my issue with McDonald's, right?
Now, hopefully this don't mess up potential sponsorship, but yeah, go ahead.
Well, listen. At the end of the day, I used to love McDonald's as a kid. We used to have birthday parties at McDonald's. You remember back in the day, McDonald's was the
birthday
destination.
parties at McDonald's. I've
Yes,
never.
Yes.
birthday parties at McDonald's were
Wow,
elite. Like like
elite.
yeah, like you just couldn't just everybody just didn't have parties at McDonald's, right? In the 80s, like you had party at McDonald's, like you was doing something big, right? Doing it at McDonald's, and because that
Wow,
means whatever party you had, if you had 20 kids, that means 20 kids get McDonald's,
wow,
and what I'm saying, in the 80s, McDonald's was elite, right? And my dad used to
wow.
drive trucks. He used to drive trucks for McDonald's too, for many years. So
Okay,
it was a big part of my childhood and a big part of my
I
life at
see.
one
I'm
point.
like,
So
wow.
so I've always been a fan of McDonald's, and even the McDonald's story is a dope story, right? If you've seen the McDonald's movie. But years ago, man, they have all this information that comes out, all these stories, and your boy got a finicky stomach, man, and I just can't I just can't, when I hear stories about weird foods and stuff like that, it just turns me off. So I'd stopped eating McDonald's. What is it, 2024? Probably about 2014, 2013. I just stopped eating McDonald's. So I hadn't had McDonald's in years, bruh.
Ooh,
And they brought out the Big Mac chicken, the Big Mac
chicken
chicken.
back.
Yeah, the chicken Big Mac, or whatever way you want to say it. But I used to love the Big Mac as a burger back in the day. So I said, you know what? Let me check it out, because I also used to like the McChicken sandwich. You know what I'm saying? So it's basically the combination of the two. So your boy went to McDonald's one last Tuesday on lunch and said, you know what, let me get, what I'm saying, the McChicken, the Big Mac chicken meal. The Sprite was spriting, you know what I'm saying, burning like usual, you know what I'm
Crispy.
saying. It was on point. And I don't drink a
Best,
lot of soda, but I enjoyed it. Go ahead, Benji.
I was
You
gonna say
know,
best soda machines out there.
Yeah, I don't drink a lot of soda, but I enjoyed it. The fries was banging. Like
always
they've
fine.
man, the fries you can't miss with McDonald's fries, no matter if you can smoke them later or not. Because I saw somebody smoking a McDonald's fry like a blunt on one TikTok video, but I don't know. But it was good, and and I
Right.
had no issues. But I ate the chicken sandwich. It was mid. It was very mid. It wasn't
Then
anything about it that was like, oh my God, this is good, great. It was just okay, right? No problem. I was fine. Wednesday, got up. I was like, man, my
what
stomach
are
is
you
hurting.
doing?
Oh, yeah, I'm about to tell you. I'm about to tell you. So I was sitting there, man. I was I work from home still, so I'm sitting at my computer and my stomach is just hurting. And I'm like, man. And it took me back to something one of my OGs used to say. He used to talk about people's hair back in the day. When it was, you had BBs like Kevin Durant. Like
Mhm.
Kevin Durant's hair, he said, boy, that hair balled up like bad homework. And that's the way my stomach felt. My stomach felt like it was balled up like bad homework. And man, my stomach was hurting from Wednesday morning until probably Saturday. it
That
just it was hurting on
Wednesday
and
to
off.
Saturday is tough.
Yeah, yeah. And I was like, yeah, I was trying, I wasn't going, crazy. I was just drinking, 7 Up, trying to get the stomach to settle or get some Pepto. And it just, yeah. But, luckily for me, I didn't have any nausea. I didn't have the runs or nothing crazy. My stomach
Wow.
was just hurting. So I was like, never again. I'm sorry, McDonald's, but your boy can't rock with you no more. I'm done, done, done.
You just, I was going to try it. Now I don't eat McDonald's either. I don't like none of it. Well, I mean that's so fire though. I can't lie.
I'm
It
not
just
gonna lie to you. I tried it. It looks like a big ass chicken nugget. You see it right
base,
there?
yes,
It's a
yes,
big chicken nugget,
yes.
two of them, and everything else is just like the Big Mac after that. It's
Yeah,
two big chicken nuggets dipped in some mac sauce and some bun with some shredded up lettuce, a couple pickles,
that's it. It's very simple.
Then
and it's nasty.
isn't
I'm
that
sorry.
I
I don't
didn't
like it.
I didn't say it was nasty. It just wasn't great, right? When we think of chicken sandwiches now, it's so many great places you can go to
Thank you.
get a great chicken sandwich. Like on the list of that, this sandwich ain't even top 25. This
Well,
sandwich
they
is
have
way
an
down the list.
actual chicken sandwich, so I'm just like, why would the Big Mac has been the Big Mac for forever? Leave the Big Mac alone. We didn't need a chicken nugget Big Mac. Big Mac. Leave it alone.
literally all that is they probably got an extra excessive amount of inventory on that those nuggets and they need to get rid of it. So they
That's it's a chicken nugget. Look at it.
right, right. That's how it goes because those that and they just create from
And
there.
I'm bothered about how that cheese is just sitting on it, not melted.
Yeah.
Well, is it real cheese? Is it real chicken? We'll find out on the next episode of Is It Real?
Yeah.
Stop eating fast food.
Yay, cook at home. You know what we know, cook at home.
Right. But in the meantime,
Facts.
Ken, I mean,
Balled up like bad homework. My OG used to say balled up
That
like
is
bad homework.
that is so sad.
Shout out to Kevin Durant and
some
his hair. Yeah, man. But yeah, man, it's just a lot going on in this world, man. And we just trying to maintain and, enjoy it to the fullest. But, speaking of enjoying McDonald's too, somebody else enjoyed some McDonald's. And we're gonna let you know who it is right now. This young man. This young man, this is little Dirk's childhood friend, OTF Jam. He's in
wow.
an interrogation room and he's enjoying some McDonald's.
Hey, I watched First 48 way too many times. If they bring you new
Probably
food and stuff, you sing it.
yeah. So okay, so this week, the whole little Dirk thing been going on, and he got picked up. I think it was over the weekend, trying to catch a flight, an international flight. trying to get out of here. And
Yeah, you
come
know
to
he was
find
going
out, his friend OTF Jam has been wearing a wire for 2 years.
2 years.
They knew
Two
where he was at already. He was trying to deter him, so he booked like 3 other flights.
He had like Italy, Dubai, and whatever else, and
Yeah,
was really yeah.
2 years,
go
bro.
on already. So he, soon as he got over there, they were ready to hem him up.
But
Two
his
years is a long
friend from
time.
childhood is wearing a wire for 2 years.
Friend from childhood. See, why don't you? If y'all ain't learned anything, and if y'all ain't watched Monsters, had they not have told the therapist, they probably wouldn't have got caught. But anyways, stop talking.
Well,
Don't
they
trust nobody.
know how much is on those tapes and what this
2 years.
Obviously enough where they picked him up.
right. So
It's 2 years worth of stuff.
imagine what he's heard or is on those tapes.
This is his
Or
childhood friend.
his partner who basically put him on. So
His childhood friend. This man is comfortable. This man is he feels like he can trust and he's in a safe space. He's been talking to this man about everything for years.
Yep.
For his whole life. So that what's on that video or tape, I'm sorry, we all know what's on everything.
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 Yeah, and like you said about the Diddy thing, if they come to pick you up, they got what they got
Yeah.
enough. They got enough. I mean, obviously. So I don't know. It's looking. Lil Durk is in jail for murder for hire.
Murder for
That's
hire.
the official charge that he's in
brother,
there.
ranch sauce right there and the large fry. You know he was spitting game.
Hey, and you know what? And this is another thing too. When the police tell you nobody will know, just let us know the information, and then
That
you see a
that's
picture
the
like this get
inside.
out, like a picture like this gets out, then you know that they not as
Wait a
careful
minute now. Go on
as
back
they
to that
telling you.
photo. Go on back to that photo. Because he
Look,
not that is it look like he got some wings from somewhere. Like why it look like he got extra stuff? That look like a Chipotle bag. He
that large fry means you talking. You know, hey, large,
He got multiple sauces too.
right?
you
Just
do. And then some places charge you for them sauces.
He
Because
got
if
He got
he got
variety of
picked up in
sauces.
California, he paying for them sauces.
That
So
man
they
got
have
a variety of sauces.
gotta be when you placing your order. Hey man, that
wow.
large fry
Buddy is singing. Buddy is singing.
barbecue. And on them wings, make sure I got extra parmesan on them wings.
And don't forget my burrito bowl from Chipotle.
Say man.
No rice, because I can't do that. That's gonna mess them
No
up.
rice.
If they
Eh,
got
boy,
rice in the bowl, like
you out here singing for McDonald's, man. You could at least did it for Ultimate Feast from Red Lobster or something.
Like, dude,
Ruth Chris or something.
Some Papados or something. You know what I'm saying? Like
like give
for
me something
McDonald's.
good. You just had them bring you the E. coli shit. They just talking
Yeah,
about.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
You
could you
just
imagine? Could you imagine you
girl.
told for McDonald's and then you get sick and almost die because
Oh
of the
my
food that they brought
god,
you?
karma would be the
Crazy.
snitching sucker.
It like a mug. Ain't nobody gonna touch that fed boy.
Oh man. Well, unfortunately for him, and unfortunately for the many others, there's a lot of people in the feds right now that are rats. You
Right.
know, street term. You know what I'm saying? Rat. You know, it's told. But in his defense too, it's obviously something that they had on him for him to have to wear a wire,
Yeah.
and it was going to be either him or his friend.
Right. Because
So
fires.
yeah, so a lot of people would quickly say don't snitch, but when you looking at 25 years plus or something like that, 10 years plus in prison, eh, a lot of
They be
people
like,
gonna tell.
That
they be like,
boy,
wear this wire and we'll grant you immunity or whatever, and then you be
Yep.
like, okay, bet.
that boy,
Like you don't know what you're gonna do. I'm not saying that I'm saying that I would do. I don't know what the heck I would ever do, and I hope I never am faced with that decision.
Facts.
right.
But
Yeah, they
That boy,
telling you they're gonna put you in witness protection and all this good stuff.
and then they sending out, they leaking out photos like that because that's staff. That's staff that said, load it up.
Yep. So that's an inside job right there
Absolutely.
for sure.
He ain't going back to jail. He was like, dude, I ain't going back there.
Well, he going somewhere
He,
where
he,
he
he,
going
he,
somewhere hiding. He gonna be working in Terre Haute, Idaho, at a McDonald's since he
right.
like McDonald's so much.
Yeah, I was say like them damn nuggets so damn much. There you go.
His name gonna be Cedric Jones.
Mm-mm.
All right, man. Yeah. So, like I said, it's just been a lot going on. Your boy went and voted today. Early voting has
Hey.
been popping off.
Right,
So, it's something that I had been kind of holding off on because I needed to, quite honestly, I needed to get some more information. I needed to do a little more studying.
Mm-hmm.
Some people just go and vote. And I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes in the past, I have just went and voted just blindly. Um, but I said at this big age of 44, I wasn't going to be doing that again.
right,
So let me go and, do a little research, look at a few things and, get my mind right before I go up here and, and vote. And I went and voted. Took me less than 10 minutes,
right.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying, to go in and out. So people, what I'm saying, if you have a chance this week while early voting is going on, go ahead and go knock that out. It's a quick process because on voting day, you're gonna be standing in a line. I guarantee you,
Oh yeah, for sure. Long lines.
a long line. So go ahead and get it knocked out this week. I don't care who you're voting for. Don't make me any difference. But just go and exercise your right to vote.
All right.
If you don't vote, that's up to you, right? I don't care. But for those of us who do vote, go ahead and get that knocked out this week. That's my suggestion, to go ahead and get that taken care of.
Yeah, it's time. I mean, did you see the ballot boxes that got burnt?
Yeah, I
How
saw
do
that.
you
No, I didn't
correct
see
that?
that.
No, there was a number of them
And
that were burnt. The ballots drop offs were lit fire and burnt. They lost hundreds of thousands of voters' votes.
I was just going to say something, but I ain't gonna say that. I'll tell you all after the show. People who are viewing, it's certain things Big Ken ain't gonna say about politics. I don't talk politics. That's just something that I don't do, and because of my day job, I don't talk politics because of my day job. So yeah. So people always ask me, Big Ken, why you never talk politics? Why y'all don't talk politics on the fire session like that? Trish, Michelle, and Benji, they're free to do what they will,
right.
whatever they want to. But Big Ken does not talk politics in public. That's just something I have not done the whole 15 years I've been working where I work. I do not do it. So I will not start today. But I will tell them after the show.
Politics is wild, and that should be a federal crime to somebody to burn.
Oh, it
I mean,
is.
it's a federal crime to burn a mailbox, so I can imagine that it is for the
Yeah,
voter box.
I'm pretty sure it is. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, I hate to hear that. And I guess with those type of things, I'm pretty sure they have a way of notifying the people who fell in that batch,
I would sure hope so. And
and they'll
sending
have
back
to,
out ballots.
yeah, come back and recast their vote. So
right.
hopefully that's the case because, yeah, we don't need any trickery when it comes to this type of stuff because every time around election time, there's
It's always
always
some trick.
accusations of wild stuff going
I
on.
demand a recount.
Yeah, for people to win. So we want this one to be. We can't say clean because no politics is clean. We want
No.
it to be as clean as possible.
I'll, I'll be on the boat, so I'll get notice of who's the president while I'm cruising the sea.
Yeah, so you'll find out if you'll be able to come back or not.
Fact,
Right, because I'm all like, what?
fact.
He be like, nah. This the president now, so this what he said. You know what I'm saying? They passed this bill while y'all were on the
They said
water.
anybody that ain't here, stay out of here.
That is a fact.
All right. So now we want to get to, we just talking about voting. Voting is part of adulting, right? I think that's the kind of like the doorway into most people's adulthood for a lot of people because that's the first thing that you're allowed to do as an adult, right? When you
Hmm.
turn 18, you're allowed to vote, right? So it's an exciting time to be an adult, but when we were kids, we had these views, these illusions of grandeur, uh, of what adulthood would be, man. And it's like, whew, it's not what we thought it would be. Adulting is get to. And there's a lot of stuff that we didn't know about that we're gonna talk about briefly because it's a lot of stuff now. I'm tell you off the rip. The one thing that I was not aware of that I heard about so much during my childhood was bills, right?
Hmm.
Heard about bills, heard about talk about bills. I didn't know how big of a deal bills were, right? And I tell my kids this to this very day. Once the bills start, they don't stop. They go and they start and they start and they never stop until you leave this earth. And then when you leave, they're gonna give your family another bill for you after you're
Yeah.
gone.
Right.
So bills never stop. So yeah, that was one of the things I'm like, because I ain't gonna lie to you. As a kid, I'm gonna sum up to you what I thought being an adult was. I thought being an adult meant doing whatever you wanted, eating whatever you wanted, going wherever you wanted to go,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
unlimited hunching,
Unlimited,
right? Unlimited,
but
I
right?
mean,
touching
that
is
can exist, but you know.
Yeah, but we know as adults, yeah, it can exist, but the reality of
Yeah.
it ain't like you ain't hunching every day, right? As a kid, you think, okay, I'm gonna be able to do that every day, and you're able to, but the likelihood of that happening because adulting takes a lot out of you that you didn't see how tired your parents were from work, or how
Mm-hmm.
tired they were from just dealing with you
Right.
as a kid and all your activities. And then, at nighttime, you just assume that when they go in and they close their door, maybe that's what they in there hunching, maybe they not. But
Right.
a lot of time they were just sleeping and they just wanted to get away from you so they could rest.
Yeah. That piece behind that door.
Yeah, yeah. So they was it's sometimes they in there for a piece and sometimes they in there for a piece. It
a
just
Yeah.
depends.
But whatever it is peace.
Because like I say all the time, now we was kids, we used to say, Mom and Dad in there locking the door. Now look at us, locking doors.
Mm-hmm.
Locking doors. Because if you don't lock the door, guess what? You be in there smashing, and then a little toddler comes in there, you tapping cakes, and you have a little toddler tap you on the back of yours because you've left the door unlocked.
Wild. Not tapping you on the back of yours. Oh my God.
Hey, you know what? I've heard stories of people, you know what I'm saying, in the room going ham and they didn't lock the door because they have little kids and they just, you don't want to lock the little kid out and you don't think about it. And as an adult, and you got like
You lock they ass smooth out.
well, you got that live in, you know what I'm saying, or you married or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? Things just pop off in the moment and you don't be thinking about locking the door all the time. You just think about what you want to do. So you do that and then you hear the door open, you're like, oh.
hey, this is the normal course of nature. So hey,
Nah, but you don't want
Okay.
your
And then
kids
they
to
go
see
to
that.
school and then they
And
have that. What did you guys do this weekend? How was your weekend? What did you and your family do and your parents? Well, my parents, we didn't go anywhere because my parents were in the room. Da 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 da. And then you're like, so they don't need to see the normal course of life. Okay.
well, my mom and my dad were playing a game, and my mom just kept saying, "Oh God," I think they were playing church. I think they were playing church in the room.
mm-mm.
Yeah,
Man,
it was somebody on their knees. All right, it
And
wasn't praying.
he kept saying, just put it on my face.
kept calling Jesus, huh?
Oh man, yeah. Hey, it's a lot of stuff as kids that we looked at, and we just didn't understand. I guess the gravity of the
Right,
decisions that the adults around us were making.
Yeah.
I often say now, as a parent, I like to explain things to my kids a little bit more so they understand
right.
when they become
Yeah.
an adult, like this is the expectation.
So
Because
they won't be so shook.
yeah, so they won't be so shocked when it happens. Because I'm not gonna lie to you. I want to know from you all what was your welcome to adulthood moment because we all had those moments, a moment or moments that occurred that we were like, dang, I'm really grown now. Like mom and
Right.
daddy can't take care of me no more. Like this is on me. This is what I gotta do. Trish Michelle, what was your welcome to adulthood moment or moments?
Well, for one, it'd be having a baby. um, for sure, because I mean, I am that whole child's mama, not my mom, not anybody else. So really, essentially, my son really started it off. But I mean, outside of that, I would say my parents during that time when I was getting to adulthood, 17, 18, um, my mom, my parents ended up splitting, and she found somebody that kind of got her in the drug world for a little bit. And my dad was over here brokenhearted and shattered. So I had to be the mama for my younger siblings and like handle things. But then when they finally circled back around to each other and moved, and I was like, I'm not going with y'all. That was a very adult decision to make at a very not adult age. So
Right.
I had to figure it out, the home and shelter and rent and the job. And when it came to having rent, is when I knew like that I was an adult when I signed and I had a lease that had my name on it, and I was literally 17.
Right.
So
Wait a minute. You said homeless shelter?
no, I said I had a home, where I had to
Oh.
pay for shelter. No, 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 not
Oh,
homeless
I was
shelter.
just gonna say, whoa. I was gonna
Oh
say I
no,
ain't never heard that one before. Hold
we
on.
didn't, we didn't, uh, we didn't make it to that. Thank God.
I was like,
No,
wait a minute. I ain't never heard that one before.
no,
Okay.
so
All
having
right.
to, I literally made my way and didn't go with them and just was like, we're gonna figure this out right now. So in that decision to not go with them was probably the biggest moment of like, it's time to be an adult.
Dang. Yeah. That's
Yeah. What about you, Benji? What's your welcome to adulthood moment?
man. When I turned 18, I had gotten my mom's death insurance money. And of course, this was like the big talk of the town, right? Because my brother had gotten his, and my brother's like 4 years older than me. So he had gotten his money, right? And so we knew, the family knew this was coming, right? But I don't know the deviancy in their heads. I'm a kid. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm the what's the wolf or the sheep, being
Mm.
ready, you know, get slaughtered. So here I am, 18, and this check pulls up on me, bro, and I mean huge lump sum of money. And this is uh turned 18, so that's what, 80, that's 96, 90, 95, 96, somewhere around there. Huge, huge, huge lump sum of money. I didn't even know how to go cash it because I just turned 18, so I didn't have no ID and none of that school ID and stuff like that. But my aunt wasn't trying to give us any of that, like social security card, none of that, right? So I got this big old huge lump sum of money, and I don't even know where to go cash it at. Cause like, who is you pulling up with this big old lump sum of money to any like institution, bank, or anything like that? So it was a trip. So I pulled up to one, and they wouldn't cash it because I didn't have no whatever. So I have to go to a check cashing joint, right? And at the check cashing joint, I'm 18. So they're like, hey, you have to call your nearest of kin or the adult that's responsible for you, right? And I'm thinking, like, oh yeah, my aunt gonna be cool. She'll do it for me. And I didn't know she was ready to take the whole check,
Mm.
all of it. Like, and the only reason why I kept it is because at the same time my brother pulled up. Like, I can't remember how he got wind of like where I was at. So my aunt pulls up, my brother pulls up. Right now, mind you, I've been trying to find out how to cash this, so I had to make some calls, whatever, whatever, whatever. So I get up there, bro, and we up there at the joint. Like, my brother's ready to squabble. Like, nah, that's my mom's death insurance money. You ain't finna do, bro, like that. Yeah, and I'm caught in between because I don't know the deviancy behind of what's going on, right? And I'm thinking, yo, this is my aunt, like, I just give her the whole check. You get what I'm saying? Because I was so naive. Like, I didn't see none of that, right? And so my brother was like, nah, like this ain't happening. So we walked away with all this cash in my pocket. My brother didn't want none of it. Like he understood what the deal was with it. And I know he went through, knowing now, he went through his experience when he turned 18 with the family. So he already knew what was going on, right? And so here I am, bro, around all these broke savages, uncles, nephews, cousins, uncles, you name it. And they all know I got this money in my pocket. Like, bro, like you walking around with like 25, 30,000, like this cash just straight on you. And I ain't really looking at everybody sideways. I'm thinking like these my folks.
Hmm.
And come to find out, like these your folks. But they'll have your head if they could, just to get that bread from you.
Hey, money, money, money.
Man,
Root of a
that
lot of evil.
facts. And that experience alone opened my eyes up like crazy. Cause I was like, yo, everybody is trying to get a piece. I mean, my daddy, who I ain't never really remember seeing or seeing whatever, this dude showed up. And that was the first time I remember actually like remembering him or talking. That's the first thing, that's the only time I remember seeing him. And he pulls up to my grandfather's house and everybody's there. But everybody's trying to, I'm 18 years old. I'm Benji. Like I don't know nothing about no world. I don't know nothing about nothing. All I know is I can do what I want to do, go where I want to go, and didn't even know where to go, but to the dope spot. Like that's all I knew. We didn't know nothing else. So here I am, like with this money, and everybody done is trying to do their thing with, and it was eye opening because I found out like family, man,
Hmm.
turn into some savages on you real quick, and a lot of them did.
Yeah.
And I had to take my brother's persona and be like, in short terms, I had to be an a-hole. Like I had to instantly, that was when I knew I had to start taking care and looking out for myself. And that's what transformed me into being like, yo, like either you solid or you not. Other than that, I don't want to fool with you. I don't care who you are. And that moment alone, because I had to live off of that. I didn't have nowhere to go if I, nothing to do if I let that money just go to waste. So that was eye opening, and but yeah, that transformed a whole lot.
Yeah, nah,
Yeah.
that's a doozy right there.
Yeah.
That's a definitely welcome to adulthood moment because in so many facets because you find out that people are not who they say they are.
Yeah,
And that just because people are family, that doesn't mean anything. That's just something that you can't control. You can't control what family you're born into, but you can control who you choose to be around and who you choose to spend time with and who
For
you
sure.
choose to remain connected with because money changes things.
facts,
Money definitely changes things, and man, that's crazy.
crazy.
That's crazy. Well, my welcome to adulthood moments, you know what I'm saying, are my first one, I ain't gonna even talk about that. I have a couple, I have a few, but one of them is like Trish Michelle because I became a parent at such a young age.
Yeah.
Um, I had to, become a father and be a husband and all this stuff at 20 years old. Like that was all welcome to adulthood, right? Paying bills, having to secure, a home for, apartment for my family,
Mhm.
cars, all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff, bills. But the two things, it's two things that stand out that really just kind of, those things I knew I had to do, right? So I knew I was gonna have to do those. What There's two things that happened that were surprising to me, right? The first one was when the heat didn't work in the apartment,
Ah,
right? And you can't call mom and daddy to fix it for you. You have to be an adult and you have to talk to the people who over the apartment. You have to go through these changes. And sometimes people know in certain apartments, and at that age, I wasn't able to afford a top tier apartment. We were staying in the apartment on campus. So we had to deal with the people on the college campus and the maintenance and the going back and forth. And the apartments were pretty old. They
Right.
probably had been around on the campus for since the 60s or 50s. And we're talking about in the early 2000s living in a place like that. So these apartments are aged. And that means the infrastructure, the heat and AC is aged. So the heat didn't work, and your boy had to turn on the oven for the first time. I heard about people having to turn on the
Oh
oven
yeah, you gotta
to
turn
heat
that
their.
oven on.
I had to turn on the oven, and we had to sleep in the living room because that was closest to the kitchen area where the oven was. So it was the warmest area, and at that point we had my oldest son, and I think he was maybe a little over a year old, so he was still fairly young,
Right.
and she was pregnant with our second son. So you know it was just a lot going on. So for me, that was my first big welcome to adulthood, because I had to take care of that on my own. Like, we had
Yeah.
to figure that out, and mom and daddy couldn't come fix that for us. Like, we had to deal with it on our own. And the second one is when we bought our first home, and we bought our first home early, right? We were 25, 26 years old homeowners, and that's fairly young for a lot of people.
Right.
So
Right.
again, we're in a home, and when you buy your first home, you don't know things that come along with it. You learn it as you go.
Right.
So maintenance, this type things, you have to basic stuff, keep the yard cut. We live in an area where there's an HOA, so that should tell you it's a
Right.
lot, and there's a lot of requirements and things like that that you have to
Hmm.
maintain, right? So needless to say, I'm in the bedroom, sleep, and this is probably 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I hear a loud knocking sound. First of all, I jump up because man in the house. You like, man, what the heck is that going on?
Right.
All this noise, and it's a loud boom. And then I heard something sound like water. I'm like, what the heck is that, bro? I go out in the garage. The water heater burst.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
water freaking everywhere. I ain't gonna lie to you. Your boy panicked. I was like, okay, what am I supposed to do? Think, 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 think. So, clicked in, okay, go turn the water off. So I had to go outside. I keep little tools and stuff in my drawer in the front area. So I grabbed a screwdriver. So I
Hmm.
went outside, and folks who know, they live in a house or a neighborhood, you have to open up the little water meter thing. So
Yeah.
I had to stick the screwdriver in there, pop it up, and then I had to literally put the screwdriver through the little hole in the water meter to turn the
Mm.
water off. So got that stopped. Now, like I said, this is it's 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, so there's nobody coming to fix it at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. But
Nope.
thank God, everybody sleep. People wake up in the morning. What's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
But the
Went to
first,
the hot shower.
Well, you gotta take a hot shower, or you gotta use the restroom.
Yeah.
So can't turn the water back on, because if I turn the water back on, guess what? It's gonna go everywhere. Yeah. So yeah, those were those were my two welcome to adulthood moments, because I had to figure it out on my own,
right.
Yeah.
regardless of whatever my parents told me. The information they gave me, the knowledge they imparted upon me, did not prepare me for those moments, right? And fortunately for us, we've been through these things, and we are learning from our past mistakes with things our parents didn't do for us, or our relatives didn't do for us. So we know now we got to have these conversations with our kids. We got to be
Yeah.
more transparent. We got to tell them more, because we want them to be as prepared as possible. So
Yeah.
the things that we were not, told about, privy to, I'm giving them everything. I'm giving them the game on everything, because one day they're going to be met with a lot of these challenges,
Right.
and hopefully I'm around to help kind of walk them through it. But who's to say?
Right.
I may not be around to, so I want to make sure that they have the knowledge to do
Yeah.
that, to take care of these things. And adulting is not as fun as, well, I take that back. I won't
It's
say it's
fun.
not as fun. It's fun. Trust me, it's fun. But it's not as carefree as I thought it was gonna be,
You're not
right?
immune to the bullshit that comes with it, though.
It's a lot of bull that comes with it, and a lot of the bull that comes with being an adult doesn't have anything to do with life stuff. It has to do with the people
Yeah,
around you, right? So so for a lot of people, the things are different. Shout out to Corey Smallwood. Corey Smallwood's in the comments. He
What
said
up, Hood?
his when his pops died, he was 21, and he didn't have his backbone anymore. And for a lot of people, that
yeah,
that's a big change too. And and like Benji was saying, growing up without his mom and without his
yeah,
dad being around, and him being met with that situation that he was in with the money, we don't know how to deal with that stuff,
Facts.
right? Because it's something that we never had to think about before, and we just hit with it. And it's like just like the moments I was just talking about. It's stuff that you can't prepare for because you don't even know about it. It
Right,
just happens.
right. And then eventually you gotta just it does build character. That's the beauty of it. You start to build some confidence that, oh yeah, I handled that. So if that ever happened again, like, oh, I know how to handle it this time. You get what I'm saying? And so that's one of the greatest things that about that. So, but yeah, now we know. Now we just get tankless water heaters.
Well, there's also drawbacks to that.
Right, right,
There's also drawbacks to having a tankless water heater. It's just like when people try to sell you. Shout out to the people out there who selling solar energy.
right.
They try to sell you solar energy. It's drawbacks to that. So there's a lot to consider about being an adult. That again, that our parents could tell us a lot. The people around us could tell us a lot, but there's just certain things in adulthood that nobody can prepare you for, and you just have to learn how to adapt. That's the biggest thing I could tell you about adulthood that I learned is learning to adapt, because there's so many changes that come about, and there's so many things that you just never knew, right? From because like we talked about earlier, like my parents, they took care of everything. I never was, put out there as a kid to have to work and have to do all these things. When I did work as a kid, like the money was mine,
Right,
right? I spent it how I wanted to spend it, and I had a vehicle when I turned 14 to 15. I had a truck already, like so. I was pretty, pretty well gifted as a kid with things that a lot of other kids weren't gifted with or didn't have. So it was a lot of stuff that I didn't see,
right.
right? And so I never had to, really buy a car until I became an adult. So I had to go through that process of going to a dealership, looking, searching.
Still are trying to finesse you.
Well, see, luckily for me, my first vehicle I purchased, my dad was with me.
Right,
so I didn't get finessed because I had my OG with me. You know what I'm saying? So he looked out for me. But there have been times where I purchased vehicles after that where I had, to utilize information that he gave me and that my other mentors gave me as far as negotiations and things like that, where it happened to work in my favor, and I don't feel I don't feel like I've been swindled on any car deal.
hey, that's a plus because I'm telling you, when you my first car I bought, man, I had no idea about no car, and man, I bought me a old what old Vogues, man, and I thought that thing was the baddest car, and this old dude tried to fix it. My little thermostat issues, man, it wasn't no thermostat issue. I just paid this dude that money, and he just got over on me. So trust me.
Yeah, well, you know what? Luckily for me, my dad was very handy. He was a great mechanic. Built cars, race cars, and motorcycles growing up. So he taught me a lot about cars. So when I got older and I had to deal with stuff dealing with my car, a lot of times I fixed it myself,
Mhm.
or I was able to go to mechanics that my dad knew. So in that way, again, like having my dad around and having my parents there to kind of set up a structure, a framework for me, gave me a leg up, what I'm saying, in life. But again, a lot of people don't have that.
Right.
So when they don't have that, that's where I encourage kids now that I talk to, especially in high school kids, to find a mentor, find somebody who can help steer you in the right direction. Because for a lot of us, we had parents, we had OGs, we had aunts, uncles, we had people around us that provided some type of framework for us. Where a lot of these kids now, they don't have that.
That's
They
true.
they spend time on social media, and just here and there they connect with people, but the connection, the human connection with person to person, is limited now because of the electronics.
And also, a lot of those kids just don't want to listen to those old heads. Like we thought it was great to get advice from, you know what I'm saying, somebody that was older than us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These nowadays, shoot, they take everything as offensive, or you trying to, hold them back, or you trying to, judge them and all of that type of stuff. So they don't listen as well, and take in that wisdom, especially from somebody who's, kind of walked a life already. You know,
Well, but you know what I'll say to counter that though. The only thing I'll say, because I've heard this from some young people, is when we had OGs, we respected our OGs,
yeah,
right? Because we saw them, we saw the way they carried themselves, we saw the way they moved. And now the kids OG, they might know, but the way they carry themselves and the way they move sounds, it looks different.
and it's less respectable. I would.
Yeah, it's less respectable, so they don't respect it because
Right.
it doesn't look good. So it isn't enticing to them to engage with that person, because even if that person might know some amazing stuff, like if they move a certain way, the kids don't respect it. So it's like, whatever you got to say out your mouth, I done watched you and I've observed you, and I don't like the way you move, so I'm not trying to hear nothing you say.
Facts. I agree. I agree.
Yeah. So shout out to Mike Lampkin, man. He's in the comments, and he said being employed at a young age with kids was his introduction. That too. As a young person, with kids, I worked at a call center. I worked at a couple of call centers. During my time in college, before I was able to get on at a driving service. We have out here in Texas called Lone Star Overnight. They kind of like a smaller version of UPS and FedEx. So before then, I was just working call centers, man, and hustling. You know what I'm saying, here and there, just to make ends meet. And again, you don't understand what it's like. It's different when you don't have money for you, but when you don't have money for your family, that's a different type of hustle. That's a different type of motivation to go get it. You know what I'm saying? So again, I understand that as well.
Shoes,
Go ahead.
especially when the baby needs new shoes.
Man, and my oldest son was born with huge feet. So it literally, cuz his feet was so big, bro, you could fold up his feet, and his big toe would touch his kneecap almost.
Dang.
Yeah, he was born. The doctor said he's gonna be able to swim great because he had some boats on him. But it's just things like that, man. That as a young parent, um, having the kids will definitely welcome you to adulthood in a whole nother manner, because that grind is different. And, you know what I'm saying? That motivation is different. So but yeah, man. I mean, just so many things that as a kid that we didn't know that would affect us. And like Corey Small was saying in the comments, he went to our old neighborhood, and he keeps his yard up because of one of our other friends, Pancho. Dad used to be really good with his yard. So it's just things like that that we don't think about, as kids. But when you grow up, you remember these things that you saw somebody else do, and it's like, oh, okay, this is why I'm supposed to do it this way,
Right.
because I saw it done this way, or my grandpa did it this way, or my dad did it this way. So you learn by seeing, and that's another problem too with now, because it's a lot of us. I ain't gonna lie to you, your boy don't. I don't cut yards.
I
I don't.
love I love it.
I don't cut my yard anymore. So my kids, my boys know how to do it because they've done it before, but I don't cut my yard. So, and a lot of people don't cut their yards. When we were growing up, saying somebody had a yard, man, like what? Like
Right.
everybody in our neighborhood, and we grew up in a fairly good neighborhood, and everybody cut their yard. Nobody had a yard person. You saw every person in our neighborhood at some point cutting their yard.
Right. True.
So, it's just like I said, it's just little things that, we don't understand about, adulthood as kids, and our kids don't understand. So we have to keep that in mind when we're explaining things to them. And that's why it's key to explain things to them so they can have an understanding. I think we grew up in that era of your parents told you to do something and they just told you because they told you so,
True.
right? Do
But
that because I told you so, but they're not going to explain it to you. And a lot of times adults feel like they don't have to explain stuff to kids. Well, wrong. You don't have to explain yourself in certain situations, but a lot of things that you do, it would be better for you and for that child if you explain to them why it's necessary for them to do that.
especially when you're shaping that brain that they got, because
Yeah.
they need to understand some stuff, or they need to understand a lot of stuff, especially if you want them to have some type of confidence in themselves. Like they need to have the experience, but they also need to have a knowing. So I agree 100%.
Yeah, because I mean, like, shout out to my mom, man. My mom used to tell us stuff, and she would be like, "Well, do it this way," and I'd be like, "Mom, why you want me to do it? Because I told you so, boy." And that was just the way it was. But I tell my mom now that I learned from that because I try to explain to my kids why I want them doing something a certain way,
Right.
right? So they can understand the thought process, the mindset behind it. Because if I'm telling you, okay, this is how you get to this place, and I want you to go down this street and go this way, and they just say, well, I can just go a whole nother way. No, I'm telling you to go this way because
Right.
that way, that street has a big pothole, or what I'm saying? Like it's just it's important that we explain things to these kids in some instances. It don't have to be all of them, but in some instances, yes, it's necessary to give them detail and explain to them why you want them to do things a certain way. You got to stop just saying I because I told you so.
I agree.
So, okay, so I got one last question for you, Benji. What was something, and for the audience too, if y'all want to chime in the comments, what's something that you enjoy as an adult that you hated as a kid?
Ooh, man. Uh, Gosh, I gotta think about that one.
While you thinking, I'm gonna tell you what two things that come to mind is sleep, because I used to hate when my mom used to say, "You need to take a nap. Go take a nap." Like I don't want to take no nap, right? Now look at me in adulthood. Today before the show, I took a nap. I took a nap. I take a nap here and there. That's I just like sleeping. I value sleep now. um, I didn't like it back then. I used to stay up all night playing Nintendo and doing all this stuff. Now I go to sleep.
Gotta get that sleep in. Gotta get that nap in.
I gotta get that sleep. I gotta get a little nap in. Ain't now, people, y'all gonna stop saying a nap and y'all been asleep for 3 or 4 hours. That's not a nap. That's sleep.
For me, I would say you have to eat right now, because as you like, you younger, you can absorb. You can absorb a lot of stuff. Now, when you hit certain age, bruh, blood pressure, like you can't do all that you used to do, fam. Like
You can't be getting a 2 piece from Williams every other day.
you can't do it. So you gotta scale it back. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be a little bit more wiser. You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, that food habit, man, because we used to take McDonald's down, bro, as kids. Man,
McDonald's quick, Williams chicken, 2 piece with a biscuit for 99 cents. Shout
back,
out to Hawata Williams, you know what I'm saying? A staple in the Dallas community. Like, hey, we used to get down with it. And that's in the comments too. Mike Lampkin saying vegetables. That's on my list too.
facts.
Like certain vegetables when I was a kid, I wasn't trying to see it, bro. I was not trying to see no vegetables. My mom would cook vegetables with every meal, and I would just, she would just basically force me to eat them, and and I hated them. Now I gotta have some veggies, dog. I gotta have a salad. I like broccoli, you know what I'm saying, and ranch dressing, carrots and ranch dressing, just vegetables, man.
Gotta
And yeah, definitely. So up, shout out to Corey Smallwood again. He's saying he staying at home, cleaning up, sleeping. Bruh, People be like, Ken, I don't never see you so and so. You don't be out, man. Listen, I'm at where I pay the mortgage.
I got a nice big old house. I want to be at home.
Facts, right? If I pay all this mortgage here, I'm gonna be here,
Yes.
right?
I'm gonna make
So
it comfortable enough for me to enjoy being here.
yeah, so that's what life's about, bro. Like when you get older and you buy yourself a house, make it comfortable for yourself, man. Make it fully functional for who you are and what you enjoy, so that you want to be at home, right? That your kids will enjoy their experience. Because that's one thing for me as a kid. Like I didn't want to go a lot of places sometimes because, like, I had a great room. I had a nice room. I had a TV. I had video games. I had I had a basketball goal in my room, which sounds crazy. I had bunk beds. I had all kinds of stuff in my bedroom. So a lot of times when people would come over to the house, they'd be like, I see why you don't like to come outside sometimes. I see why you always in your room because look at all the stuff you got.
Right.
But so, make it comfortable for you. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say toys galore. Like, yeah.
Yeah, man. I shout out to people who grew up in my neighborhood. If you've been in my house before and you've been in my room, we was kids. I had baseball cards, I had games, I had toys, I had all kinds of stuff. So
We,
I
we was
didn't have to leave my room. Go ahead.
we was back then for sure.
Oh yeah, 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 man. We had a lot, and we enjoy going outside to be with our people, though, to be with our friends and to play football and things like that. But I mean, again, it's okay to go outside. It's okay to be out in the world. It's okay to go to events and things like that. But I think you should make your house functional, so you would
Back.
enjoy being at the house. Corey, Corey Smile would say Ken was spoiled for real, for real. I was. I ain't gonna lie to you. I cannot lie to you, man. I had just about everything I wanted as a kid. Shout out to my parents for that. So I have no complaints. No complaints at all. But yeah, man, again, being an adult is special, and it's also special because I had to explain to my kids that unfortunately for us, we grew up in an era where we lost some people. We lost some people early in our lives. You know what I'm saying? Some of our classmates, some of our friends, and things like that. So, you know, as we got older, we value being adults. We value getting older. When I was a kid, I used to look at older people and be like, "Dang, they old." Now, I'm praying that what I'm saying, one day somebody somebody will be able to see me in my old age and say, "Man, that dude is old." Because aging is a great thing, man. We joke about it a lot. People say, "Ken, you got a gray beard," and all kinds of stuff about getting older, but getting older is a blessing, man. So I value each and every day that the Lord says that we can experience on this earth, and I value each and every day that I see my people online, man. Just getting on Facebook and seeing people posting things, because all too often, unfortunately, we see get on Facebook, you be like, hey man, I haven't seen a post from XYZ, lately, or, in a while. And then, you hear news that something has happened to them or they sick. So just value each and every day, man, because life is too short for us to be complaining. And, for us to have made it from kids to now adulthood. And even if we have struggles on a daily basis, or struggles with things, or, just being parents, um, life is a great thing for you to have, and just make the most of it. And a lot of times when I think about being an adult, I think about this episode of Rugrats when they were talking about responsibilities, and they were talking about responsibilities. um, that's funny too, because a lot of times as a kid, you don't think about the responsibilities of being an adult because you don't know yet. But now as an adult, you know the responsibilities, and you know the things that you must take care of in order for you to be what you need to be in order for your family to succeed as well. So for Trish, Michelle, and Benji, we're gonna go ahead and close out. We Y'all already know we love y'all. We appreciate y'all tuning in each and every week. Um, Send us messages about the things that you all want to see us talk about, interview people, because when people send us that information, they can tell you we take it seriously. There's been so many people that have come to us and said, "Hey, we want to see you interview, these type of people," or "I'm interested in learning about." We've had funeral directors on, we've had restaurant owners on, we've had cake bakers on, we've had all kinds of people from all walks of life, and we don't just do it for us, we do it for the audience, we do it for you all, because we know you all want to learn things and be exposed to new things, but some of these people you may not have access to where we do. So we want to make sure that we leverage that access to give you the information that you need, because that's part of the reason why we're here, is to help you all out. And we would appreciate it if you all would share our content and continue to support us, because we want to continue to grow and we want to continue to spread the knowledge. And there's so many shows, live shows, streams, podcasts, shout out to them out there. But we want to maintain our integrity in what we do and why we do it. And it's for you, and it's to help improve life for you, for your family, and for us all as a whole. So shout out to everybody out there. Y'all already know y'all can catch Big Ken at Big Ken on Fire right there on your screen on all social media platforms. You can just go to Facebook and you can type in Big Ken and you can follow my page there as well. Shout out to Benji and Trisha Michelle. They had to leave, but y'all know those are my people as well. Look them up on social media as well. Trisha Michelle underscore YT. Trisha Michelle on all social media platforms. Benji BRB4701 on Instagram. Check him out. Y'all come through every week with the live stream, with the comments. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Y'all keep supporting us. We appreciate y'all. Peace.
Thank you for tuning in. Please make sure you follow us on all social media platforms